Hi and welcome back to Gamers Web. Today we're going to carry on our look at the miniatures for the Doctor Who miniatures game Into the Time Vortex from Warlord Games, and we're going to look at one of the relatively new Who classic monsters, the Silence. These are pretty freaky looking creatures and they're quite deadly in combat, which I'll get to in a moment. Okay, so front of the box we have one of the Silence in its suit, because this one works for the purple mainframe, and on the back we have the three of the models of the Silence, one pointing, one looking like it's about to attack, and one stood ready. Okay, so known by the Doctor as Silence, these genetically engineered 7-foot tall mirthless creatures are confessional priests of the Church of the Silence. Anyone looking at a Silent will immediately forget them the moment they look away, meaning sinners could make their confessions without remembering they had actually done so afterwards. Silents are capable of obliterating enemies by absorbing electrical energy from the air and discharging it from their hands at vastly more potent levels. They are incredibly resilient creatures, and strong enough to smash down reinforced barriers with their elongated hands. Okay, they are quite nasty in the TV show because they have a habit, because they are quantum locked, they can actually make you forget as soon as you look away from them, which is quite fun if you get the Silence in front of Weeping Angels, because Weeping Angels are quantum locked as well. But we'll go into that at another time. Okay, so usual, we've got our pack, and as you notice, this doesn't come with any cards at all, because those are in the game, but I've got them with me to show you anyway. Right, so just quickly jump into the pack. Right, so we get 3 white metal miniatures and a base for each of them. And we'll have a quick look at them. Okay, so really good detail. Suits turned out quite crisp. There's only a little tiny bit of flash on the feet, on the base of the figure, and the back. And if we actually just zoom in on the head, you can see the facial details are fantastic. These will paint up really, really well, very, very quickly as well. Okay, that's the first one. And then that's the next one, the one who's actually making an attack with his hands. So far I've not noticed any flash other than on the bases on these figures, which is pretty standard really for white metal miniatures. And if I just, there you go, see? Simple as that. Very easy to take the flash off them. And then finally we have this guy here. We've got 3 plastic bases in the pack, but I'm not going to show you those because I've shown you those loads and loads of times, and they're just a brown piece of plastic. Okay, he had a slight bit of flash on his fingers. Just hope I didn't pull his finger off because he's got elongated hands. Okay, so once again, brilliant model, quite fun to paint. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the cards. He needs his base filing down a little bit because he's got a little bump on the bottom, which means he won't stand up. That's quite easy to solve. Well, I can glue him onto the base. Okay, so these are the cards that come in the actual Doctor Who Exterminate miniatures game. Okay, so you've got a Silent Leader, a Silent, and a Silent Veterans. Okay, so Silent Leader has got a move of 6, a resilience of 3, and a close combat of +1. He's got 2 fate points: unique, wounds, hard to hit, forgettable, force commander, silent. Okay, and the Silent has 6, 2, 1, and 0, and it has hard to hit, forgettable, and agent. And the Veterans 6, 2, +1, and 0. Hard to hit, sneaky, forgettable. Okay, so sneaky is a character with this trait may always claim cover even when they're in the open. So just like Clara Oswald, she has the sneaky ability, which we discovered in our last video. And then the silent leader has forgettable. Well, they all have forgettable. Right, so basically forgettable. At the beginning of its move subphase, a character with this trait can double its movement if it is not in line of sight of another enemy character. So basically, if someone's not looking at them, they can move 12 inches, which is fantastic. They can move 12 inches, which means they can close really, really fast, which is quite important in the game because they don't have ranged weapons. They've just got a bog standard attack. Actually, I think they may have a ranged weapon. No, they don't. They don't have a ranged weapon. Okay, so that's a quick look at the silence for Doctor Who. Miniatures game. These will go really well. Because they got the word agent on the main troops, they can be fielded with more or less any other faction that will field agents. So I would suggest if you're going to field them, use them with a papal mainframe, which will give you some quite good bonuses, or they could be very good if you actually have them teaming up with Daleks, because the Daleks are quite nasty. Anyway, so what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming very shortly. As always, I've been Mark, Gamers Web, for gamers, by gamers.